What's up everybody, it's RobinGaming here. PlayStation 3 has had a life of over 7 years with amazing games coming out for it. But now that the next generation of consoles has arrived, it's time to say farewell to the old gen. Please understand that the following list of games is all in my own opinion. Honorable mentions go out to Gran Turismo 6, Beyond Two Souls, Bioshock Infinite, Killzone 2, Journey and The Walking Dead. But with that all said, here's my final and definitive list of the top 25 PS3 games. We start off the countdown with Dead Space 2. There haven't been enough survival horror games past gen, but Dead Space proved that the market still exists for it. With a good story, frightening vibe and horror moments that can scare the shit out of you, Dead Space 2 is a worthy game to be in your collection. Call of Duty has been an absolute phenomenon this generation. Where these days a lot of hate can be seen towards the franchise, I think there's no way to deny, however, that they are still great games. Now that we've had almost a dozen core installments, my favorite has been Modern Warfare 2. Though it has a solid campaign and spec op missions, the most important aspect of these games is the multiplayer, and it's safe to say that Modern Warfare 2 offers one of the most fun online experiences. Skate 2 showed me the importance of the fun factor in games. The flick-it system to control your board works surprisingly well, and when you're past the learning curve, it's very satisfying. Sure, the story is thin as air and the graphics are okay, but it is the fun of that raw skating gameplay in a big open world that cannot be found anywhere else. You might have heard stories from people having spent 200 hours or more in the world of Tamriel. Though we've had a total of 5 Elder Scrolls games so far, Skyrim has most likely been the cause of this. The huge open world gameplay completely sucks you in, with quests to find everywhere and an overall adventure where it is totally up to you what paths you want to take. However, it's the gameplay that can very easily become a bit repetitive, not giving it a higher spot on this list. But if you're a fan of RPGs, there's no doubt you should have played Skyrim. Another RPG on this list is Dragon Age Origins. Where its sequel didn't really improve on many things, Origins surprised me with not only in-depth gameplay, but also a great plot in a middle-aged setting that could be very easily compared with franchises like The Lord of the Rings. Tell me that and I am sold. Dragon Age Origins is a fantastic game. Uncharted Drake's Fortune is the entry that started it all. Telling the story of Nathan Drake, who very quickly became a mascot of the PlayStation brand, people soon found themselves in the middle of an Indiana Jones type of adventure. Flaws like a missing multiplayer component and a campaign of only 8 hours long definitely caused the need for a sequel, but Drake's Fortune is still one of the best experiences to be found.
Let's check it out, huh?
Wait. Something about this feels kinda hinky.
Hinky.
Batman Arkham City is the sequel to the already amazing Arkham Asylum, which showed how exactly an existing comic and film franchise should be translated to a video game. By offering an open world that is very fun to explore, a hand-to-hand combat system that is better than anything else out there, and a story that every fan of the series will love, it's a given that all fans of superhero games should pick this up. When the first LittleBigPlanet game came out in the early life of the PlayStation 3, it was something special. Not only did it feature a charming setting and cast of characters that was accessible to anyone, it also gave you the ability to create levels by yourself and share them with the entire world. LittleBigPlanet 2 is basically the same, but more. With improved graphics and the possibility to now create levels of whatever genre, it's truly something unique. The two infamous games have never really been the system sellers that they were intended to be, and that's a real shame because they're very good. Infamous 2 lets you play as Cole in a fictional New Orleans on a quest with his obtained superpowers to save the city from the so-called Beast. With the city in your hands, its gameplay is extremely fun, making it a game that if you haven't tried yet, you definitely should. One of the oldest games on the list is Fallout 3, praised for its very well created post-apocalyptic setting, where the full world is open for you to do whatever you want to do. It is an RPG with first-person shooter gameplay, creating the perfect mix between two of the most popular genres. The interesting thing about Heavy Rain is that some people don't even see it as an actual game. I however do, but more than that, it is an experience. Ethan Mars loses one of his children to a car accident, while the other one gets kidnapped by the origami killer. It's up to him and 3 other playable characters to find a way to save Sean. an immersive story, choices for you to make that affect not just the ending, but also upcoming parts, Heavy Rain is a must-buy. God of War is no doubt one of Sony's biggest franchises, and the success of God of War 3 proved that. Kratos' conclusion to the original trilogy is still one of the best hack and slash games to be found in this generation, with epic boss fights that will simply blow your mind. Portal 2 is one of the most refreshing games I have played over the past years. Where the puzzle genre doesn't seem to be for everyone, Portal 2 clearly proves otherwise. The different rooms you'll find yourselves in always ask for a way to find its exit, by shooting 2 portals that will make you able to get through one by going in the other. Each time it's a step up, but never gets unreasonably hard. That's the secret of Portal, and why it's such a great game. Ubisoft has had some time to find out what works in an open world game and what doesn't. The result of this is Far Cry 3. A tropical island to explore which feels like you're on vacation, first-person shooter gameplay that almost anyone will love, and a good story with a crazy psychopath trying to take it all away from you. What more could you possibly want? Talking about Ubisoft looking to make a great open world game, Assassin's Creed 2 was the first time where they got it right. The setting of the Italian Renaissance is one you won't easily forget, and the game offers enough gameplay to keep you busy for quite a long time. Though it was hard picking between AC2 and 4, in the end it was the second installment that really got it all started, ending up to be my ultimate pick. It's really a shame how Mirror's Edge didn't sell to expectation when it was loved by anyone who did play it. The innovative gameplay of free running in a first-person aspect is something you just don't get to see a lot, in a time where this first-person view is mainly used for shooters. I'm not saying that the game doesn't have its flaws, with a lacking multiplayer component and a story mode of only 6 hours or so, but if you're like me, you will still be spending weeks trying to improve your skills and beat all the records possible on the most underrated game of this generation. You just gotta respect Rockstar to still wait 5 years with bringing out GTA 5, a sequel for one of the biggest money-making franchises in gaming history. The game had a few downsides, like a plot that in my eyes was worse than GTA 4's, but then again, a world of insane size, the great soundtrack like usual, and much improved missions with spectacular moments better than anything seen in the franchise before. GTA 5 is a massive game. The Mass Effect trilogy is one to remember. Though the sci-fi setting at first never really seemed to be suitable for me, once I started playing it, I couldn't stop. Even though the experience is enhanced significantly by playing the full trilogy, it was Mass Effect 2 that brought the most change and perfect combination of shooting and exploration, making it the best one out of the series. Online multiplayer was something that we really saw take off with this generation of consoles, and Battlefield 3 might just offer the best of these experiences that you can find. 24 players on the same map, all working together to lead a team to victory, with the ridiculous freedom to decide how you want to play. Sure, Battlefield 4 has been out for a few months now, but it seems that this third installment was more refined for the hardware of the last gen. If you have yet to experience the epicness of a Battlefield game, then you better start playing now. I'm sure you'll love it. Metal Gear Solid has been going on for over a decade now, but MGS4 proved how much life that could still be found in it. Some people have complained that you were spending your time watching cutscenes more than actually playing the game, but the story that is ultimately told is one of the best on the PlayStation 3. Yes, Bioshock Infinite came out this year and was a really good game, but it just didn't manage to surpass what we all experienced when playing the first Bioshock. The underwater city of Rapture is creepy but beautiful. The gameplay is fun, changing things up with occasional use of plasmid powers, and then there's that plot twist at the end, which I doubt any game can ever top. Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception is another one of Naughty Dog's jewels. After the critical success of the previous games, Naughty Dog decided to go in a slightly different direction. The story went much deeper in terms of Nathan Drake's past. Multiplayer got more attention and added a lot of extra elements and customization options, but all of that did come with the cost of the single player not feeling as epic as its predecessor. What it all comes down to though is that it's still one of the best games you can play. Much happier was I though when playing The Last of Us, which showed why Naughty Dog is my favorite developer. Post-apocalyptic stories are pretty rare in games, especially when involving infected, but The Last of Us handled this perfectly. Not only is it probably the best looking game you can find on the PlayStation 3, it also tells a really special story and has a multiplayer unlike anything else. Joel and Ellie's struggle for survival is a tale you won't forget. Many people, including myself, were initially skeptical when Rockstar announced the open world game Red Dead Redemption. We knew Rockstar as king of the genre, but would that all translate well to a wild western setting? The answer is a straight yes. A true recreation of America in the 1900s made this possible. Red Dead Redemption is the deserving runner-up for my favorite PS3 game. As you may have noticed, the word experience has been used quite a few times. The reason for this is that those are the type of games I, and many with me, enjoy the most. To end the list, there's one game that is and always will be the one that I will remember when looking back at this generation. And that game can only be... Uncharted 2 Among Thieves didn't just change the way I looked at games, it did for the entire gaming industry. Playing video games wasn't an activity anymore you would do by yourself in your own room, it became something for everyone. It wasn't just a game with over 200 Game of the Year awards, it was the one that started the trend developers followed by using cinematic storytelling in games. The experience of Nathan Drake trying to find the lost city of Shambhala in an epic adventure with a great cast of characters, amazing set pieces and a story with many twists and turns is hands down the best out of all the ones on the PlayStation 3.
Careful.
Christ almighty.
Thanks a lot for watching my list of the top 25 PS3 games. With this gem finally coming to an end, don't forget to also check out my list of the top 10 best and upcoming PlayStation 4 games. Please take in mind that everything which was said only represents my personal opinion, so let me know which games stood out for you and whether ones you would put in this list. With that all said, I hope you enjoyed the video, so thanks a lot for watching and I hope to see you again next time.